Hello and welcome. This is Rocket League and I'm the Expert Layman. Haven't done one of these in a little while. Let me get a little audio check in here. OBS has been particularly buggy, but I don't think it's actually OBS, but it might be OBS. No matter what I do, I can't seem to go over a certain bit rate upload. So I gotta be a little extra careful. Haven't done one of these in a while. Seems to be working. Okay, tonight, and I so love how YouTube just decided to grab a random thumbnail from a previous stream and show everybody the wrong thumbnail. But this is toxic NPCs and cooperative bots. Basically, I'm bringing in there's a point where people are playing so toxically that I'd rather have a bot. There's a point where someone is, and I guess the point where you define where someone is sabotaging or throwing kind of depends on, depends on a lot of things. It's highly subjective. And whenever I try to talk about this stuff, people don't react to it well, and I think I know why. I mean, other than the obvious, it's because it's stuff we all do. It's also, I've been doing an experiment where I normally don't play ranked, but I will play it between, you know what? Do I want to do cross-platform? I only do competitive between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. I'm just doing an experiment to see if it makes much of a difference. It seems to, but, it's hard to tell. I just like trying different stuff, seeing what happens, but you got to stick with something for a while to see if it actually does anything. And then even if it does, you can't even be sure that did it, but... things get turned up and ranked. And, like I said in the text of the description of the video, how far below your actual rank do you have to be playing before you would call it throwing or sabotaging? My number is 2. If you're in a platinum game and you're playing silver, I don't really care why you're doing that, and it's not really my problem. It's your problem, you're making my problem. If you're playing so badly that, you've lost, all the skills you've acquired in the past 6 months, maybe don't play. It's like, you can't not know that you're playing that bad. And where's the, if you're actually doing something with friends you actually had in, the real world, even if you're playing a game, if they're people you knew, and you were just playing so badly that you were just dragging your friends down, wouldn't you, stop? This always happens when I stream. It's like, I'll be like, toxic people everywhere, like I got put at the bad kids table, and then as soon as I start streaming, I end up with, cooperative players. You know what? It's gonna be a less interesting stream, but I'm gonna have some fun. I'm paying a little more attention because, I don't know. I really like when I come across actual cooperative players, I want to see them do well. So I try to take it up a notch for their benefit. No. No examples here. If anything, these guys are playing above their rank. And you have to remember, if someone's playing 2 ranks below their rank, That means they're probably at some point, but they're probably even higher than that because shoot, I should have had that. Oh, another thing, you're only seeing my center screen. I don't play on 16 by 9, I play on 16 by 3. Maybe I'll bring that up later and show you what it looks like. But you don't want to see like a super Lawrence of Arabia widescreen on the stream. But playing this way also lets me see a lot of things that other people don't see. And a lot of the sneaky crap that people pull, they somehow have figured out how to do it just as soon as they're off camera. And like the replay, you see so much more in the replay. Because sometimes, a lot of times you'll watch a replay and you won't know. Oh, I thought we had a good pinch there. And you won't actually see what happened because, the camera just didn't happen to point the right way. But like when you have 3 screens, you always see what happened. Not always, but almost always. You don't miss much. And the replay is where you learn a lot of stuff. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. You want to pop it up? You want to pop it up? Come on! Oh, and I missed. Damn it! What good is a read if you can't follow through? Getting back where I'm good. Playing defense and setting up other people. I'm just giddy because, like, I did seriously think that they'd put me in, like, the naughty kids table, which I think is something they do to everybody at one time or another. Like, I have this, like, tinfoil hat theory about matchmaking, and I guess I could go into that now. That, they have the bad kids table, where, if people keep getting reported and stuff, they'll, like, kind of put them in a group of people where they're mostly just playing each other. I think the dark secret is that they cycle everybody else through there too, because the really toxic players, yeah, they're here for conflict, but they want conflicts they can win. And if they're going up against other, they can't get what they need from, like, non-cooperative players. So they will kind of get frustrated and start leaving the game if you leave them without victims. Another speculation of mine is that these people this type of person has an unhealthy fixation on status and the symbols surrounding it, and probably spend money. So we think, hey, toxic players, put them together. They don't want to play anymore. Screw it. Screw them. We have a better game now. But if you're trying to make money, and these guys are something like whales, well, all the nice players are going to have to take one for the team so they can put some more money in their pocket. Like I said, tinfoil hat theory. But the thing is, developers pretend to not know stuff that they almost certainly know. Like, they have statistics on games. They know all kinds of things that we have no clue about, like those toxic players. Like, you could just have a system where you come up with, like, a rating system for, like, how often people leave games that you're in, and just look at the outliers. Like, okay, this person has a disproportionate number of people leaving the games they're in. And just you'd have a system where you could just warn the people, like, hey, you're ruining the experience of a lot of other players. If you don't get this number down, you're gonna see a ban. And then it's like, you remove the reporting aspect, you remove the drama, people threaten to report each other, and the people who are actually making the people not want to finish that game will essentially be dealt with. Like, they could totally do this, but for the same reason. That's my other tinfoil hat theory. I'm just going to check it again. Okay. A little extra paranoid with all the OBS stuff. So yeah, the chat's not going to be on the screen. I did that at one point, but it didn't seem to be a good way to do it. I mean, I'll probably have to just do it like in a pop-out box or something. I don't know. I'll design something. maybe I'll get my toxic layer now, but I really don't want it. I don't care if it spikes the topic of the stream and all I have is cooperative players. Sorry. Okay. I'm not this... It just seems like everybody's slow right now. And that's usually the way it manifests when you're actually playing good. You don't feel like you're playing good. You're like, why is everybody else like missing so much and being so slow to get to the ball? It's like that's what it feels like when you're playing well. It's like everything's easier, you know? You can just kind of work out the way you want it to. Which is kind of my hypothesis for like a lot of... I told him my bad. It's been my hypothesis for a while that how you feel about yourself affects the quality of your play far more dramatically than anybody suspects. And to that end, I made a terrible video a long time ago. It's like the first video I tried speaking in, and so cringe. But the premise is still sound. Like, if you want to play better, like you want to get your rank up, everybody's got things they're procrastinating about. You know, things you're not taking care of that you know you should, but you can't seem to make yourself do it, you know. And these things kind of weigh on you. They basically eat up your clock cycles in your CPU. And if you can... Whoops. And if you can knock one of those things off the list that's stealing your, you know, one of those background processes stealing your resources, you'll perform better. So, like, go respond to that email, you know, go do that, fill that thing out, you know, have that conversation with the person, you know, take the garbage out, whatever it is. There's something that you've been not liking yourself because you haven't been taken care of. I am certain that for most people, oops, I've been saying my bad a lot. I'm certain that for most people, if you can knock one of those things off and then go play, you'll find yourself playing a lot better. Like self-help through wanting to own people in Rocket League, you know? Well, you know, you need a real motivation to do stuff. It's all like, I want to be a better person. I want to feel better about things. I don't want to be bothered so much. You know, that's all good, but like, I want to kick some people's asses is a pretty good motivation too. I probably should have gone for that first. See, the toxicity from like from the day is still on me. Yeah. Oh, finally I'm playing good on stream. It's like I always wanted to reference, like, you know, sometimes when I'm playing I get really on and I just can't seem to miss, but like, what's the point in saying something like that if you're not actually doing that? Just, it's weak. But maybe I'll talk about how I love boosting people. Like usually, like when I'm playing ranked, I'm playing with people like usually like 2 ranks below what I'm used to playing with, because I just haven't had like the tolerance. I just don't have the tolerance for the toxicity, and and in unranked, if somebody's clearly just like there to ruin somebody's day, you can just leave. So I do. And I can typically spot these people pretty early and just get out. And the way they calculate the effect on your rank is time-based. Otherwise, people could just like go into the game, throw, and like drop their rank over the span of like, you know, a half hour. Like, you don't want to make it easy to generate Smurfs. So it has to be kind of like prorated. The exact proportions seem to move around. I'm never really sure what they are, but if you get out of games, if you spot toxic people early and get out of the games, they're basically games you're probably going to lose anyway. And now you didn't have the same MMR hit. So you do that over time and your rank goes up. So basically, I pretty much only play with champions in unranked. I think I'm something like top 5% in unranked. But solo queuing. Solo queuing in 3v3 ranked will suppress you at least one rank. Just not having most of your teammates trying to undermine you. Amazing what it'll do for your rank. But for a lot of teams, they're still kind of doing it. It's just they dial it back more. Oh, I think I just bumped that guy. That's terrible. I might talk less. These guys really deserve a win. And it looked like it was his fault, but I kind of put him into a weakened position unnecessarily. That's where a lot of the toxicity will show up. It's in the little subtleties of like not challenging the shot, giving the other team a better shot, which puts your teammate in a weakened position, which means he's probably going to have to chuck the ball, which means you're probably going to get it back. And it's not like people are sitting around thinking about this stuff. These, people just kind of figure this out intuitively over time based on what they're motivated to do. And if the name of the game, oh my God, no. Wow, what a save! That was epic. That was so cool. I love this guy. These guys really deserve to win. Oh, that would have been such a great ending. I do really love this game. When you're playing with, like, Cooperative players, this, like, thing evolves. Oh, my God. That is the shot that I'm really bad at, though. Those straight on, just, like, in the air, straight on. Like, coming in at messed up angles actually increases. Oh, my God. Maybe I subconsciously knew he had it. I did notice that at one point, that, like, no! Oh, tragic ending. Well, I had no idea I was the only one scoring. I guess I contributed. I shouldn't feel too bad. It's like I really don't care about losing like myself. These guys were cool and I wanted them to win, but the other team appeared to have been smurfing. They seem to have been hiding their power level at the beginning. Or at least one or two of them. It's hard to tell. Even though I can still play well while I'm talking, analysis of like the other team and stuff obviously is going to take a hit. But I guess I'm kind of demonstrating why playing between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. Seems to work better. Existing human. Oh, I saw a name I loved. It actually wasn't this name, it was a different name, but I misread it as the name I love, which I'm not sure how you score that. But it was, I forget what the actual name was, but what I read it as was Darwin Sniper. And I don't even know what that means, but it sounds badass. Oop. Oh. He didn't want to pinch. That's not a good sign. Even the bots will pinch. And I was already like, I'm not staying in a toxic game. I'm just going to leave and and take the, you know, temporary. And while I was doing that, I was going to show you my, yeah, he seems to be like a homing missile. Yeah, he's freaking angry. Probably just came out of the game. That didn't go well for him. And he hits me again. Yeah, I might be showing you the 4v1 thing. Like, if you try to stand out in, like, any way, like using, like, a character or saying, like anything remotely positive about yourself, he's trying to hand it off to the other team. That's why he didn't even look. He just flopped it up and cycled back. Like, didn't even wait to see if he was going to be able to catch his own self-pass, because it wasn't. Look at him go! Wow! This is the kind of guy that goes through, like, 2 joysticks a week. But sometimes they get it out. Sometimes if nobody pushes back, they'll chill. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for their counterpart. Typically, they'll just keep escalating until they get, like, the thing that they wanted. But sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just play. It happens. And sometimes they'll just direct on the other team. And some guys, like, you know, you float them one sweet pass and it'll, like, wake them up. Nope. See, that was a... He gets to, like, bail on the ball and, like, try to demo somebody. Like, he literally tried to... If it were possible to screw both teams at the same time, that's what he was trying to do. Existing human seems okay. Yeah, he just failed. You gonna bail? Probably gonna bail. Yeah. I love the side of the car hits, like, really catches people off guard. It, like, goes in ways you wouldn't think it could. And he got the goal. But, like, we drew him in, you know? He's like a... You know, who knows? He might, like... Oh, he's not going to be super cooperative, but he might direct his aggression at the other team and actually help us, so... Not responding to the bumping earlier. I don't know, he just... I don't know, it didn't feel like... It felt like contact toxicity, like it's something he picked up. In a previous game, and he's just kind of... It was like he's in an elevator and somebody farted in there and he came out and you thought he farted, but it turns out, you know, it'll go away in a little while as long as nobody else farts on him. Okay, terrible analogy. Oh my god. Hey. Yeah, he's being cooperatively toxic now. But when I used to play, I would play with my daughter, who was worse than me, and this guy, Donnie Danger, was a grand champion at the time, and the three of us would play together. And I think my daughter actually contributed more than me overall, because it'd be like, hey, you're probably never going to touch the ball. You want to just demo people? She's like, I'm on it. And she got really good at that. Like, she, you know, she could operate at a champion level rager trying to demo people. But the awesome part was I found a way to let her contribute.
30 seconds left on the clock.
But that's the worst thing when like, you're playing with like really different skill levels. It's like and I'm just not that good. I'm just good at boosting people. as I dunked him. No, ignore what you see on the screen. I'm terrible. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to have had great teammates. Even the guy who was like ramming me at the beginning. You just had contact toxicity. And that's a lot of it. And I think that's even most of it. I kind of suspect that there's a tiny number of like really toxic players, and you know, the developers know about it, but these people are also spending money, so they don't want to permanently ban somebody. But you know, they will. I don't know. It seems like if they didn't want those players here, they wouldn't be here. So obviously that isn't what they want. So why wouldn't they want that? Simple answer, money. But I do like the idea of a Wild West mode for Rocket League. Where you have a special rank just in that mode, but every time you go in there, it assigns you a random name, and there's no filters. You can say whatever you want. And then you put filters on the words, so all the most fun words will come out as like foo-foo friendly words. Like you wanna cuss somebody out and it sounds like you're talking about rainbows and unicorns by the time. So people will get creative and find ways to still like do it, but that's where you put people when they're on a ban, so they can still play with people, you know. And if people want to be where's my teammates? I'm like, I keep floating it up. That's the part that almost makes me want to cry sometimes. It's like you go to pass to people, they're like, what is this? What's happening? My teammate gave up possession of the ball and it's coming at me. I've never had this happen before. Oh. It's called a pass. It's like those. Oh, okay, that's too sad. But basically, like, you know, dogs that have never been held. When you pick them up, they have that reaction like they're in the water and they start paddling. And it's like whenever you see a dog doing that, it's like there's no non-tragic story that ended with that. That's kind of how I feel when I go to pass to someone and they're just like, what is this? Oh, it's so close to a demo. That was the weakest fake ever, and somehow he went for it. I'm like, this is just a waste of my time even attempting this fake. I'm clearly going to go for the boost. And he's like, oh, he's not going for the boost. It's like, always assume the boost. I am having a blast. I am so glad I did this. Oh my god, I actually have a couple of viewers. This is cool. Well, hello, whoever you are. Yeah, when you used to play with champions, like, the reads are so much easier at this level. It's like a magician trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat and try to impress another magician. He's like, yeah, okay. You know, like, that was not the right move. That is where I go wrong. Well, I'll assume that, you know, stuff is going to happen that isn't, because I assume a higher skill level. But I guess that's a better way to err. I'm psychic. Just trust me. It's the only way 47-year-old man is doing this with people 1/3 his age. You know, 5,000 hours doesn't hurt. I had to. I didn't want to do that to my teammate, but had to get that ball out of there. Oh, I thought I could get it by him with the tire. Oh, I almost made us pay. I wanted to, but we're only up by 1, and that's a bush league move to keep the ball in the air when you're up by 1 at the end of a ranked game. Pardon me?